Buffalo Bills run out of time and lose in Miami. Hey y'all, so there were several factors that played into part as to why the Bills lost. Actually, we had 5 of our defensive starters who did not play in that game due to injuries. Now we're going to talk about the weather. It was, they say 110 degrees is what it felt like on the field. So several Bills players suffered from heat exhaustion. I believe it was 4 of them to be exact. Not only Bills players, but even Miami players. So the weather conditions made it very hard to play in as well. Not making excuses, just spitting facts. It's extremely hot. These guys are big, 300-something pounds, and playing in those type of weather conditions makes it very difficult to withstand, you know? I mean, not to mention Micah Hyde is out for the season. Come on, I mean, that's really a huge loss to the Buffalo's defensive front. I mean, a huge loss. I mean, come on, Micah Hyde out for the season. So, I mean, that really played a big part in our loss. Miami did come in with a good strategy, I would say, because they held Diggs and Davis to literally hardly anything. So they came in with a good strategy. You know, I'm not, making excuses for Buffalo or anything because we had plenty opportunities to win that game. I mean, we pretty much gave them the game, if you ask me, because there were opportunities for us to win. For instance, the interception that Josh threw back on the Bills, I think they were on like the Bills 20. He threw an incomplete pass, what they called it a fumble, and the guys was able to score. Miami was able to score on that drive. So that was opportunity there. And I mean, there were several mistakes that we made, but despite the mistakes that we made, we still had ample opportunity to win that game. Statistically, we looked like we won the game. Josh still had over 400 yards. And if we would have dug deeper, we probably would have won that game. I mean, I hated losing that game, but I don't feel overly upset about it because I knew going into that game, the odds were stacked against us. We had 5 of our starting defensive players out of that game. I mean, they were gone. So, I mean, the odds were stacked against us. But despite even that, we still had ample opportunities to win that game. For instance, that touchback at the end, which put us within field goal range of winning that game. We tried, but time was just against us. I mean, it reminds me of the Kansas City game last year. But anyways, time was against us, and we did not have enough time to get our field goal kicker up there to try to do the game-winning field goal. Again, I'm not really all that upset about it. I really wanted to win that game against Miami, but those players played their heart out on Buffalo's team and on Miami's team. And in those conditions, I mean, I don't recall ever being those kind of conditions in a long while where it was extremely hot, where players were literally just falling out on both sides of the field, Buffalo end and Miami's end. And Buffalo, as you all saw, we were in the sun the whole time. They didn't have any shade on their bench side. So they were in the sun directly the whole while. So it is what it is. We are still number 2 in the division. We're hurting. I mean, we have some defensive illnesses going on right now. I mean, not defensive, excuse me, some illness bugs going on right now with our team. So I'm hoping that when we play our next game, I hope that some of our guys that have been injured are able to come back and help us out some. I'm hoping so, but we shall see, guys. We shall see. Not giving up on my Bills. We are still number 2 in our conference. Miami is number 1, 3-0. We're 2-1. We're going to see what happens going forward. I'm looking forward to our season. I know we have some obstacles to overcome, but I'm not giving up. I know they got a game plan in place, and I'm never going to give up on my Bills Mafia all day. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. If you did, and even if you didn't, please subscribe, share, and like this video, and I'll be back with you with some more Bills updates in the future. Y'all take care, and go Bills!